I didn't tell my GF's parents that I speak their language for almost 3 years because they didn't ask. My great-grandfather was a German POW in Siberia. He picked up Russian there and passed it down through the family like a recipe nobody asked for. By the time it reached me, it was just a weird hobby. I took a night class in high school, watched dubbed cartoons for fun, kept it at a decent conversational level. Nothing special. My French is better. My English is way better. Russian was just this leftover thing I never had a reason to bring up. Then I met Mira. Her grandparents were from Russia, but she grew up here in Germany and never learned the language herself. Her parents, Irina and Victor, spoke perfect German, no accent, nothing that gave them away. We all talked German together. Every dinner, every holiday, every Sunday coffee at their kitchen table that smelled like instant coffee, and the vanilla candles Irina burned year-round. Sometimes Irina and Victor tossed a few lines back and forth in Russian. Quick comments, nothing serious as far as I could tell. I never made a thing of it. I wasn't sitting there decoding every word. It just never came up that I understood any of it. And honestly, it never felt like it mattered. We knew about the POW camp. We'd even joked once that some of Irina's family were locked up around the same time. Haha, cellmates. That was as deep as it ever got. 3 years went by like that. Birthdays, Christmases, one awkward Easter where Victor tried to teach me to grill lamb and set off the smoke alarm. Then 2 months ago, their old friend Pavel came over for dinner. Also Russian, also loud, the kind of guy who calls every 20-something soft before the appetizers are cleared. We were sitting around the table, plates of pelmeni going cold, when Pavel started in on my generation. Said we cry over nothing. Said back in his day, a guy my age would already have built a house with his own hands. Everyone laughed. I laughed too. It was banter, the kind old guys do at every family table in every country. Then he said something about how none of us would last a week in his shoes. I looked him dead in the eye and said, in Russian, I hope you're not scared to put your money where your mouth is. The table went dead silent. Fork stopped mid-air. Irina's face went white like she'd watched a car accident happen. Pavel actually laughed first, said he speaks, and clapped me on the shoulder, but Irina and Victor didn't laugh at all. Mira grabbed my hand under the table so hard it hurt. The rest of the night was polite and stiff and over fast. Pavel left early, still chuckling. Irina barely said goodbye at the door, which she'd never done before, not even the time I showed up late to Victor's birthday. 2 days later, Mira called me crying. Not sad crying, more like exhausted crying. She said her parents were furious, that they felt like I'd been sitting at their table for 3 years pretending not to understand while they talked in front of me, like I'd been running some kind of long con. I told her that was insane. I never eavesdropped on anything. They never said one thing in Russian that mattered, at least not that I'd ever caught. Mira went quiet on the phone for a second too long. Then she said, real quiet. Are you sure? I asked what she meant. She said her mom had a habit, whenever I stepped out of the room during holidays, of saying stuff to Victor in Russian. Little comments. About me. Whether I was good enough, whether I'd ever land a real job, whether Mira could do better for herself. My stomach dropped, because I remembered exactly what she was talking about. Christmas 2 years back, I'd gone into the kitchen for more wine, and behind me I heard Irina say to Victor, low and fast, he's fine, but she could still find someone with a future. I remembered brushing it off at the time. One bad comment on one long night. Not worth blowing up a whole relationship over. I never told Mira. I figured it would only hurt her for nothing. I drove to their house that Sunday to clear the air. Irina opened the door already tense, arms crossed, not stepping back to let me pass the hallway. She asked flat out if I understood everything they'd ever said in front of me. I said yes. She asked since when. I said since the beginning. Since before Mira and I even moved in together. Her face did something I'd never seen it do, somewhere between embarrassed and furious at the same time. She asked what exactly I'd heard, so I told her, word for word, the Christmas comment about Mira finding someone with a future. I watched the color drain out of her face right there in her own doorway. Victor standing frozen behind her holding a mug of tea he never got to drink. Nobody said sorry. Nobody said anything at all. Irina just stepped back and closed the door, quietly, right in front of me, and a second later I heard the deadbolt turn from the other side.